children, welcome to biology classes once again. So we were studying chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life. And in the previous classes, we have studied different cell organelles like Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, etc. Isn't it? So today we'll continue with the cell organelle. So the next organelle that we have to study is mitochondria. Okay. So mitochondria is also known as powerhouse of the cell. Do you know why it is known as powerhouse of the cell? Because the oxidation of food, okay, takes place in mitochondria. The oxidation of food means the food that we eat will be digested, absorbed and sent to different cells, and the energy stored in the food will be released by the oxidation of food, and this takes place in the cell organelle called mitochondria. This is what mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. And when you see the structure of a cell, structure of mitochondria, it is having two membranous covering, that is it's having a covering with two membranes, outer and inner. The inner membrane is deeply folded, they are having finger like projections, and these are known as cristae. Okay, and these increases the surface area for ATP, okay, for the generation of ATP. Understood? So have you heard about ATP? ATPs are known as energy currency. Okay, what is the full form of ATP? Adenosine triphosphate, and they are known as energy currency of the cell because the energy required for various chemical activities needed for life, okay, is released in the form of ATP. Understood? So ATP is acting as currency. See, if you want to buy something, you have to spend ATP. You have to spend money. In the same way, or currency you have to spend. In the same way, whenever we need energy, okay, it is not possible to digest the food and take food suddenly, instantly from the food. So what our body does is, our body take food, digest and oxidize the food in the mitochondria, and they store the energy released from the food in the form of ATP. And whenever we need energy, okay, ATP will be hydrolyzed and it gives instant energy. Understood? So this is the reason ATPs are known as energy currency. And this is happening, this process where the oxidation of food and the formation of ATP takes place where? In the mitochondria, and that's what it is known as powerhouse of the cell. Is it clear? If you see the structure of mitochondria, you can see this is the outer membrane, this is the outer membrane, and this is the inner membrane, which is folded into different finger like projections called cristae. So these are cristae, okay, this, and the inside of this mitochondria there is a matrix, okay, and this matrix contains proteins, lipids like cytoplasm and some DNA, okay. They contain its own ribosomes and DNA so that they can prepare their own proteins, okay. So I have already said ribosomes are the organelles which are associated with what? With the protein synthesis. So mitochondrial matrix contains DNA and ribosomes with which they can prepare their own proteins, okay, in addition to the DNA of the nucleus. Usually DNA is found where? Inside the nucleus, we have already seen. So in addition to that, mitochondria is having extra chromosomal DNA, okay, and this is what mitochondria is an example for semi-autonomous organelle, okay. So mitochondria is also known as semi means half, autonomous means they can do something by their own, isn't it? Like what they can prepare their own proteins without the help of nuclear DNA. So only they are known as semi-autonomous organelle. About mitochondria, is it clear? Mitochondria is having a membrane with two layers, outer and inner layer. Inner layer is folded into a number of foldings called cristae, and they are the site of ATP synthesis. Okay, matrix contain their own DNA and ribosomes, so they are able to prepare their own proteins. So about mitochondria you understood. So the next organelle is plastids. So plastids are found only in plant cells. Okay, so animal cells doesn't have what plastids. There are two types of plastids. They are chromoplast and leucoplast. Chromoplast means colored plastids which contain various pigments, and leucoplast are colorless plastids. There is no pigments in them, and the function of leucoplast are they store materials like starch, okay, oils and proteins, okay, and chlorophylls are the pigments present in chromoplast, okay, and that kind of chromoplast containing pigments called chlorophylls are known as chloroplast. Okay, so the organelle which is associated with photosynthesis is chloroplast. Okay, and this chloroplast is associated with the process of photosynthesis. And which is the pigment present in chloroplast? Chlorophylls. And in addition to that, they contain orange pigments like xanthophylls, carotenes, etc. also. Okay, so I told plastids are of two types, colored ones chromoplast and leucoplast. Leucoplast are colorless plastids, chromoplast are colored plastids. Chromoplast containing the chlorophylls are known as chloroplast. Okay, so when you study the structure of chloroplast, they are also having a membrane with two layers, outer and inner. Then the matrix, okay, outer and inner layers are there. Then the matrix is known as stroma. Okay, so this matrix is known as stroma, and in the matrix you can see many membranous structures. Okay, each of that are known as thylakoids, and when they are arranged one above the other, they form the grana. Okay, so this is the grana. Understood? This is the grana. Okay, and this chloroplast is also having their own DNA and ribosomes. Okay, DNA and ribosomes are present in the matrix. Is it clear? So this is the structure of the chloroplast. Okay, so chloroplast is having outer and inner layer. Okay, means two layered membrane. Then that is outer and inner. Then they are having a matrix known as stroma, and in the matrix you can see many membranous structures known as thylakoids. These thylakoids, once they arrange one above the other, and they are known as grana. Okay, each one is known as granum, and when they are in group, we call it as grana. Okay, and then in the matrix you can also see what many DNA and means DNA and ribosomes. So they are also examples for semi-autonomous organelle. So two examples I told about the means examples of semi-autonomous organelles are mitochondria and chloroplast. So the next organelle is vacuoles. So vacuoles are storage sacs. Okay, they are membranous sac-like structures with solid or liquid. Okay, and when you compare the vacuoles of animal cell and plant cells, the vacuoles are small sized in animal cell, and their number is more. But in plant cells, there is large central vacuole and their number is less. Okay, and what are the functions of them in plants? They give turgidity and rigidity to the cell. As the vacuoles are filled with cell sap, they are what they give turgidity and rigidity to the cell, and many substances are stored in vacuoles in plants, especially okay, amino acids, sugars, organic acids, proteins, etc. are stored in them. Okay, so that is functions of vacuole. Then in amoeba, you have learned food vacuole is there, and this food vacuole is containing food items. Understood? And then they will be digesting it. Okay, and in amoeba, like unicellular organisms like amoeba, they also help in the expulsion of substances like excess water, waste materials, etc. are expelled also. Understood? So these are some of the functions of vacuoles. Is it clear? So about vacuoles and all, it's very clear about the organelles that we have studied today. So next topic, what we are going to study today is cell division. Okay, so cell division means what? The process by which new cells are formed from the parent cell. Okay, and there are two methods or two types of cell divisions are there, that is mitosis and meiosis. What is it? Mitosis and meiosis. Okay, so usually the cells, when they divide, growth occurs by mitosis. Okay, so normal growth, how we grow, by cell division, isn't it? So this is mainly by mitosis. In this, what happens is a single mother cell, okay, or parent cell will get divided into two daughter cells. Is it clear? And you can see here the chromosome number. Here you can see two red chromosomes and two blue ones, isn't it? So the number of chromosomes of the parent cell and the daughter cells will be equal. And this type of cell division takes place where? In somatic cells. What do you mean by somatic cells? The cells which are not taking part in reproduction. So what is the other type of cell? Gametic cells. Understood? So mitosis always takes place where? In somatic cells. Is it clear? And when the gametic cells are formed, the cell division involved is meiosis. Okay, it's the meiosis. And where what happened? A single mother cell or a parent cell get divided into four daughter cells. Okay, a single cell is getting divided into four daughter cells. Understood? And you can see the chromosome number, okay, of the parent cell will be reduced to half. Here you can see 4 chromosomes and here only 2. Okay, so gametes will have only half of the chromosomes of the parent cell. Understood? So that when during sexual reproduction the gametes fuse, isn't it? So that after fusion of the gametes, the chromosome number will be same as that of the parent cell again. Understood? So this is what the chromosome number is getting halved during meiosis, and this is the type of cell division found in gametic cells. Is it clear? And due to this, meiosis is also known as reductional division because the chromosome number is becoming half. And mitosis is known as equational division because the chromosome number of the parent cell and the daughter cells will be same. Understood? So difference you understood. There are two different types of cell division. What are they? Mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis takes place in somatic cells. Meiosis takes place in reproductive cells. Clear? Then the chromosome number of the daughter cells and the parent cell will be same in mitosis, but it will be half in case of meiosis. That is, chromosome number of the daughter cells will be half of the parental cell. Then after mitosis, a single parent cell will get divided into 2. But in meiosis, the parent cell will get divided into 4. So these are some of the differences between mitosis and meiosis. So hope this much is very clear to you. Thank you very much.